Good job breaking through in the endgame with some strong maneuvers. Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. The modern defense plays g6 to fianchetto, the dark-squared bishop on g7, where it will attack the center from the long diagonal. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, controls the d5 square, and supports the e4 pawn. Bishop g7 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto. d4 gains space in the center, controls the c5 and e5 squares, and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. Your bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, supports the d4 pawn, and controls the e5 square. Your opening setup's taking shape nicely. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. Develops the knight and attacks the center. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. You trade off equal material. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. You exchange pieces of equal value. Takes back. You are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This allows the opponent to win a pawn by eventually removing a key defender. You overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn by eventually removing a key defender. There was only one good move there, and white did not spend enough time trying to find it. There was only one good move, but you were moving fast and didn't see it. This is not the right idea. Nice, you capture a vulnerable pawn. Recaptures. You captured back. That's an unfortunate error. You missed a better way to recapture a piece. The knight finds a new active square. Castling protects your king and activates your rook. This allows the opponent to force isolated doubled pawns. You prevented your opponent from being able to win material by trapping a piece. Recaptures. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. Your rooks are connected, which helps them work together. This activates a rook by getting it to the 7th rank and also restricts the king. Good job defending that pawn. This move puts the rook on a safer square. You challenge the opposing rook for control of the open file. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recapturing. This challenges the other rook for control of the open file. That was an even swap of material. Takes back. You have to use your king in the endgame. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. Very precise. You had a better option, but this is not bad. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank. You overlooked an opportunity to eventually win a pawn. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. This is not the right idea. Good job, that's what I would have played too. One of the best moves. Not the best move, but not bad either. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. That was a fair trade. Takes back. You overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn through a fork. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a pawn through a fork. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. After all captures, this is an equal trade. You take back. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. You missed an opportunity to defend a knight that was under attack. This missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. This isn't a mistake, but there was something better for you. This overlooks an opportunity to move a piece to safety. You trade off equal material. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. You overlooked an opportunity to recapture a piece. This blocks black's pawn. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. A very strong play. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now defended. That's fine. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way, putting the piece on a blockade square. Yes, this is the way. This is an equal trade. You made a passed pawn. Right on target. This is a fine move. That was a free pawn. Passed pawns must be pushed. This is the strongest option. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. A solid choice. Your opponent has to watch that passed pawn. One of the best moves. Well done, an excellent move. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Very good choice. This creates a pawn chain. You escape the check from the pawn. A very strong play. You captured a free pawn. This is the only good move. This is a fine move. A solid choice. Nice, definitely the right move. The knight finds a new active square. You want a pawn for free. One of the best moves. Good job, that's what I would have played too. This evades the check from the knight. This moves your knight to a safer square. Very precise. Well done, an excellent move. A very strong play. Very good choice. A solid choice. This is a fine move. Right on target. You step your king away from the checking knight. This is a fair move. Yes, this is the way. One of the best moves. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn. This is the only move that works. Nice, definitely the right move. There was only one good move there, and white did not spend enough time trying to find it. You found the winning move and are now in full control. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. This is the strongest option. Good job, that's what I would have played too. This gives away a free knight. That knight was yours for the taking. Good job breaking through in the endgame with some strong maneuvers.